Alright, we need to talk about this car, the BMW 335i with the legendary N54 engine, the so-called supercar killer, the Euro 2 JZ. This car is always trending online because you can pick one up for dirt cheap. I'm talking about $6,000. Yeah, $6,000 for a mint condition twin turbo BMW that makes 300 horsepower stock, and with bolt-ons it can easily make 500 horsepower. It sounds like a dream, right? But listen closely, because this dream car, this $6,000 bargain has destroyed more wallets than online gambling, crypto, and online shopping addictions. Stick around because today I'm going to be breaking down why the BMW 335i with the N54 is the most tempting car you should definitely avoid, and what makes them incredible, but what makes them financial landmines, and who should buy them and who shouldn't. Let's get into it. First, let's talk about why this thing is so easy to fall in love with. You're scrolling Marketplace, you see a clean 335i for $6,000. Mint condition, M Sport package, nice wheels, maybe 120,000 miles. The listing says runs great, no issues, just needs a sensor. And you're like, oh wow, a twin turbo BMW for Honda Civic money? Sign me up. And honestly, I get it. They look amazing, the E90 and E92 have aged like fine wine. They look modern, aggressive, and they even have that premium look still today. The performance is cheap. Stock, they're 300 horsepower and 300 pound-feet of torque. With bolt-ons, which is an intercooler, intake, downpipes, charge pipe, stage 2 low-pressure fuel pump and a tune, you're looking at 450 to 500 plus horsepower on pump gas. And the best part, the N54 has forged internals. People call it the European 2JZ for a reason. Every TikTok car guy gets one and says it looks like the ultimate sleeper. Bro, I bought a 335i for $5,000 and now I beat Hellcats. Yeah, cool, but they never show the part where they spent $12,000 in repairs off camera. And that is where the real story begins. Let me break the illusion right now. If a car is twin turbo, German, 15 years old, and only $6,000, there's a reason. These cars are cheap because most previous owners give up. They didn't want to pay for repairs, they tried to mod it without fixing the basics, or they let things leak and rattle and fail for years until they finally dumped it online. So when you're buying a cheap 335i, you're not buying a car, you're adopting someone else's abandoned project. This is the part every beginner ignores, and the real 335 owner nods their head because they know. Let's go through reality. The water pump and thermostat, they will fail. This is not a maybe, this is not a possibly, it is a guarantee. The electric water pump on the N54s fail around 60 to 90,000 miles. When it fails, your car overheats instantly, no warning. The cost? You need the pump and thermostat, and it's about $900 to $1,600 depending on labor. If you don't fix it, congrats, you just cooked your engine. The high pressure fuel pump, it's infamous. BMW had multiple recalls for this thing. Symptoms? Hard starts, random misfires, limp mode, and rough idle. It may work fine today, and then die tomorrow. The cost could range from $800 up to $3,000, depending on labor and if you get a used or aftermarket part. The injectors. You're going to need index 12s or nothing. The old injectors cause misfires, raw fuel smell, terrible idle, 4 miles per gallon, and engine shaking. And here's the kicker, you can't fix old index injectors. You just have to get the new ones, and they must be coated. A full set, you're easily looking at $1,200 up to $3,000, depending if they're brand new or used. The turbos. The wastegate rattle is just the beginning. The factory turbos have stages to failure. Stage 1, wastegate rattle. Stage 2, boost leaks, and stage 3, full failure. At that point, you're either rebuilding or replacing both. The costs could vary if you get performance ones, stock aftermarket, rebuild it, or you get factory ones. That could range from about $1,500 up to $4,000 with labor, and God help you if you try to do it yourself. Oil leaks from everywhere, the N54's signature move. The valve cover gasket, the valve cover itself cracks, the oil filter housing gasket, oil pan gasket, the rear main seal, vacuum pump O-rings, and this could range from $500 up to $4,000 depending on which leak and who fixes it. And yes, it will leak. This is not a if, it's a guarantee. Coolant leaks. Pick a spot, it's leaking there too. BMW coolant systems are made of plastic. Plastic gets hot, plastic cracks. Hoses, expansion tank, radiator, everything fails eventually. This is a guarantee as well. Carbon buildup. This car does have a direct injection system, so about every 60 to 80,000 miles, the intake valves get gunked up with thick black carbon. The solution? You need to walnut blast it. This could range from about $150 up to $600 depending if you do it yourself or pay someone to do it. And you do have to do it pretty regularly. Random electrical gremlins. The window regulators, FRM modules, sensors going bad, O2 sensors, coil packs. German electronics don't age gracefully. Here's the truth. Owning a 335i is basically playing mechanical whack-a-mole. Fix one thing, another thing breaks. Replace a gasket, the next gasket leaks. Install turbos, injectors fail. Fix injectors, water pump dies. It's a never-ending cycle unless you overhaul everything. And if you're not doing your own work, labor costs will eat you alive. Let's do some math. You buy the car for $6,000, but then the water pump costs you $1,200. The injectors cost you $3,000. The high pressure fuel pump costs you $2,000. The oil leaks cost you $2,000. The walnut blast costs you about $300. The turbos cost you $3,000. And then you spend an extra $500 on sensors, lines, little O-rings. You're looking at almost $18,000 if this car has not been maintained, and that's probably going to happen within the first year. The modding trap. 500 horsepower? Sure, but at what cost? Yes, you can make 500 horsepower with bolt-ons. Yes, it will feel really amazing, and yes, you will beat Mustangs and Chargers and everything else. But once you turn up the boost, turbos die faster, high pressure fuel pump struggles, low pressure fuel pump needs upgrading, charge pipe explodes. Literally, it's plastic, so you'll need to put an aluminum one. The clutch slips, transmission hates its life, the cooling system gets overwhelmed, and the more you mod it, the more you stress everything else. The N54 can handle power, but the rest of the car often can't. So who should actually buy this car? If you're a beginner, if you want a cheap daily, if you have no tools, if you can't wrench, if you don't have a backup car and you're broke, do not buy this car. However, the N54 is amazing if you do your own maintenance, you expect repairs regularly, you love modifying cars, you want a project, and you know your way around BMW issues, you have extra money set aside, and you want a summer car. If that's you, this car could be one of the most fun machines you'll ever own. So here's the truth. The BMW 335i with the N54 is not a cheap, fast car. It's a $6,000 entry fee to a $13,000, $14,000 ownership experience, and that's probably in your first year or two. It can be reliable, but only after you dump money into fixing everything the last 15 years of owners neglected. It can be insanely fast, but modding makes failures even more common. So should you buy one? If you want a project car that can make big power and you're ready to deal with the headaches, sure, go for it. You'll love it. But if you think you're getting a cheap supercar killer with no strings attached, this car will chew you up, spit you out, and leave you crying in a BMW dealership parking lot. And I know all of this stuff is true because I fell for this trap. I had a BMW 335i E90, and yes, it was an amazing car when it worked good, but it didn't work good too much. It drained my wallet, and would I get another one? No. Maybe as a summer car, but definitely not as a daily. So if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe. And if you have a 335i or ever did, please comment down below your horror stories. Thanks for watching.